was born in the cold, raised in subsidized housing, caught a case in his teens, and was even denied business opportunities because of his race. But none of that was going to keep Darrin Kenneth O'Brien, later known to the world as Snow, from achieving his dreams in the music industry. Canadian reggae fusion artist Snow was born one of 4 children to Irish-Canadian parents in Toronto, Ontario. Following his parents' divorce, he was raised by his mother in the Allenbury Gardens public housing projects in the northeast section of the city. Snow says it was there that he became involved in a cycle of fighting, drinking, stealing, and getting caught on the wrong side of the law. He never put much effort into school and even had a lot of trouble reading, so when he dropped out in the 9th grade, it was no surprise. As he was growing up, Snow had a strong interest in rock music, but by the early 80s, when he entered his early teens, there was an influx of Jamaican immigrants to his neighborhood due to a change in the country's immigration policies. His musical interests then shifted to what his new neighbors were listening to, reggae. Snow became skilled at the use of the Jamaican dialect, or patois, and developed his own style of music by blending dancehall and reggae with rock and pop. The catalyst to really blowing up Snow's career would be the last thing anyone would think could have such a positive result. 2 people would be stabbed during an incident at a hotel party he attended, instigated by Snow singing for the crowd that gathered outside in the parking lot after a fire broke out. The girls loved the impromptu performance. The guys did not. Some of the people pointed the finger at Snow, and he was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder. Rather than tell authorities who the real perpetrator was, Snow chose to keep his mouth shut and ended up serving 8 months in jail awaiting trial. While he was locked up, he focused his energy into writing music. One song in particular would take him to the top of the charts and make him internationally known. Snow's debut album, 12 Inches of Snow, was produced at lightning speed in the US and released in January 1993. The process needed to move quickly because Snow had to return to Canada in a timely fashion to report to prison to pay another debt to society after getting into an argument with a man and beating him up. He later pled guilty to assault causing bodily harm and served 8 months of his 1-year sentence. Up to this point, Snow had been charged with various offenses over 24 times, and when it was all said and done, he would end up serving a total of 3.5 years behind bars altogether. In fact, his album launched while he was locked up. By the time Snow was released, his debut single, Informer, inspired by the party fight and following stint in jail, was a chart-topping hit. The album captured the number 5 spot on the Billboard Albums chart, and Informer remained number 1 on the Hot 100 for 7 consecutive weeks. Informer has also ended up in the Guinness Book of World Records twice, as the best-selling reggae single in US history, as well as the highest charting reggae single ever. A second single, Girl I've Been Hurt, also became a top 20 hit. Many reggae purists, though, viewed Snow, along with other artists such as Ani Kamoze, Diana King, UB40, and Shaggy, as another example of watered-down commercial reggae that rose to international popularity in the 90s. The sketch comedy show In Living Color even parodied Snow's number 1 hit by featuring fellow Canadian Jim Carrey as Snow in a sketch titled Imposter. Snow, no doubt, was pleased to have achieved such tremendous success straight out of the gate, but one person in particular who felt he played an integral role on Snow's journey was not happy about how his contribution was ignored and disrespected. Upon Snow's release from jail in the late 80s, a Jamaican-born DJ by the name of Marvin would see him perform at a party, and the two became fast friends. Marvin claims to have helped Snow refine his reggae singing ability and knowledge of Jamaican dialect. They even used Marvin's basement as their regular practice location. He also made a claim, confirmed by Snow, that he was the one to give Snow his famous stage name.
I got my name 5 years ago from DJ Prince. He gave me the name Snow. I met him during, when we were outside of a party and stuff, and then he named me Snow.
Snow can go 2 ways. The American way can be because a white boy doing Jamaican music, right? And the Jamaican way, which my culture is to break it down for superb, notorious, outrageous white boy.
My real name's Darrin O'Brien.
Irish?
Proud Irish. drink a beer and punch in the mouth if this interview don't come out right.
Marvin revealed to the Los Angeles Times that they passed around a lot of tapes and got a lot of positive feedback. That is, until he revealed that Snow was white. On a trip to New York City, Marvin was able to pitch Snow's music to hip-hop artist MC Shan, and in 1991, Snow traveled there to meet him. It would be one of the last times Snow would be allowed over the border, since just 2 years later, he would be banned for life from ever setting foot on U.S. soil again. Japan would also follow suit and ban the artist from the country due to his criminal record. Shan introduced Snow to music producers David Eng and Steve Salem, who ultimately decided to sign him to their record label. A few years later, while on tour as Snow's DJ in late 1994, Marvin abruptly left after discovering that Snow was receiving more money from management than he was. After their falling out, Marvin sued Snow for compensation. While listed as a writer on only one song on Snow's album, Marvin claimed to have co-written 5, including Informer. He also claimed to be a co-producer along with Shan, David, and Steve. Marvin insisted that he and Snow had an oral agreement that the two would split the profits from the album 50-50. He also admitted, though, that these discussions weren't concrete and that they never organized a formal business plan. Shan, David, and Steve testified in court that they were unaware of a partnership between Snow and Marvin, and Shan denied that Marvin co-produced the album and co-wrote the songs in question. In the end, Marvin did win a $1.5 million settlement by jury, 3 times the amount he requested. However, it would later be overturned by a judge, and the suit dismissed, on the grounds that Marvin had no viable claims to a partnership with Snow. When it was time to get back in the studio to work on his next project, Snow knew it was time to go to Jamaica. He made his way there and partially recorded his second album on the island, titled Murder Love. It didn't turn out to be a commercial success in North America, but the experience allowed him to work with many reggae and dancehall musicians such as Ninja Man, Beanie Man, Junior Reid, and Buju Banton. The lead single, Siwi Dem Nonowi, reached the #1 spot in the country, as did the second single, a remix version of Anything for You. 1997 was another successful year for Snow. His third album, Justice, named after his daughter, was released in January. The first single, Boom Boom Boogie, took Asia by storm, achieving gold status. Later on in the year, his greatest hits compilation dropped. He also got into more trouble with the law and ended up with another assault charge. But after listening to the judge praise him for all his good deeds, while also pointing out that a lot of his issues stemmed from drinking, Snow decided to stop and hasn't touched alcohol since. Over the next 5 years, Snow released another 3 albums and achieved chart-topping success in his native land again with 2000's Everybody Wants to Be Like You and 2002's Legal. In 2009, Snow would suffer a major personal loss when his longtime girlfriend turned common-law wife, the mother of his daughter Justice, and the subject of many of his songs, Tammy Edberg, passed away from uterine cancer after being diagnosed just 3 weeks prior. Snow also started his own non-governmental organization called Pure Snow NGO, which assists tenants living in nonprofit housing. He holds benefit concerts and makes charitable appearances to hand out goods like backpacks full of school supplies to children living in public housing. In 2013, after Yahoo CEO Marissa Mayer complained about the company's hold music during a fourth quarter earnings call, Snow recorded a much-publicized jingle for the web service provider.
You're on hold on a Yahoo. Give me a second while I patch you through. The CEO didn't like the whole music, so that is how I wrote this jam for you.
After a long break from the music scene, which Snow says was due to him just not feeling the business part of the music business and not wanting to participate in it anymore, he popped up again in 2014 with a new outlook, a new deal, and began recording again. He was also finally able to get his ban from traveling to the US lifted. His first stop was Miami, Florida, to meet up and work with famed Grammy-winning producers Cool and Dre. In October of that year, his new single, Shame, was released, featuring Michael Rose of Jamaican reggae group Black Uhuru. The song details his departure and return to music, as well as the pride he possesses for the multi-ethnic influences that have shaped his career. Snow also announced that all proceeds from the song would be donated to the fight against cancer, a tribute to his late wife who passed 5 years prior. Snow did find love again and in 2016 married model and actress Tara Elizabeth Singh. Also around this time, Snow established DKO Music Group, an independent record label specializing in a number of different music genres like urban, dancehall, reggae, reggaeton, hip-hop, and R&B. The company also offers an abundance of other services, such as management, production, and distribution, just to name a few. In January 2019, Puerto Rican rapper Daddy Yankee released the reggaeton dancehall song Con Calma, featuring Snow. The single peaked at number 6 on the Canadian Hot 100 and number 22 on Billboard Hot 100, becoming Snow's first entry on the chart since 1993, and reached number 1 on the US Hot Latin Songs list, as well as over a dozen Spanish-speaking countries. Snow and Daddy Yankee won the Top Latin Song of the Year at the US Billboard Music Awards, as well as half a dozen Latin Billboard Music Awards. Snow kept the Latin plus dancehall theme going by dropping the single Together in 2020 and Reason to Love in 2021. In February 2022, Snow surprised everyone with an appearance on DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic Reggae Edition. Naturally, he blessed everyone with a performance of the song that put him on the map and solidified his place in music history. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you won't miss any future videos. See you next time!